Summary of Daf Memvav of Torah. This is the Maimer Oisri Legefan Yirei. Very powerful and important Maimer. So the pasuk says that Oisri Legefan Yirei, that Yaakov blesses Yehuda, that he'll have so much wine that he'll have to tie the vine to the foal of the and the tendril, the small branch, to the donkey. And then he'll wash his clothes in wine. There'll just be this overflowing of wine. Kivas ban levusha. He'll wash his clothes in wine. All of it. And his susay, which we'll explain, means a head or face, headgear of a garment covering the head and face. He'll wash that in the blood of grapes, which is wine. So now this pasuk is talking about the times of Mashiach, like the previous pasuk says that Yehuda's family will be the leadership until Mashiach comes. And Mashiach, when Mashiach comes, it's still a time where we are doing Torah mitzvahs. It's not yet the time of reward. After Tchias HaMeisim, after the resurrection of the dead, then there'll be the time of the reward. But Mashiach is doing mitzvahs without any disturbance at the highest level. And the question is, how come now where we are in the time of Golos, so our relationship to Hashem is via davening, and when Mashiach comes, it's via karbanos, and it says that in Musaf Tfilos that we say only na'asa לפניך כמצות רצוניך. Only when Mashiach comes and we bring karbanos, then we'll be doing the mitzvahs as Hashem really wants. Why is karbanos at a higher level than davening? With a carbon, we're bringing an animal up to Hashem. With davening, we're bringing the human soul up to Hashem. So davening, prayer should be at a higher level. So we explained, through first explaining that the Jewish people are compared to a vine, and every Jew is like a grape. And the wine that comes out of the grapes is the ava, the love that we try to develop to Hashem. And to achieve that, we need to have wine, it comes through pressing the grapes, which is about being broken and humbled. And you have to take in order to get the best wine, you have to take the grapes from the bottom of the vine, which again is about being low and small. And then when we do that, we're able to produce ava through with humility. We're able to produce ava, love of Hashem. Now, two types of love. There's the white wine and the red wine, or the wine of happiness versus the wine of inebriation. And the difference is that when we are feeling close to Hashem and the love is coming out of closeness and pleasure, that is called the white wine, or the wine of happiness. Whereas when we're far from Hashem and that yearning itself produces the love, and especially when we think about how it's not just that we've been sent into a physical world and therefore we're far, but our behavior has made us even further, that we've many times done the wrong thing. So then that's the red wine. And although there's more tension from a distance, but that actually creates more passion as well. Now, the truth is that no one can really understand Hashem. Hashem is beyond us totally. And therefore it says that even in Gan Eden, we're only understanding a ray of Hashem. And that creates tremendous joy and pleasure, but it's only from a ray of Hashem. Whereas when we do mitzvahs, then Hashem invests himself in the mitzvahs, and then we're connecting to Hashem himself, Hashem's unlimited light. And that should be a thought process, a meditation that will bring someone to joy in his connection to Hashem. Now, the mitzvahs create garments around the soul. And really, mitzvahs should have a powerful impact. And the question is, why doesn't that happen? That even we just said that mitzvahs allow us to connect to Hashem's essence, not just a ray from Hashem. So how come every year does some mitzvah and many mitzvahs? Why doesn't he have this revelation of Hashem's unlimited self manifest? So the answer is that it's not enough just to do the mitzvah, but it has to be with joy. Simcha shel mitzvah. And when that's lacking, then we don't bring down Hashem's essence, which is what we're touching through the mitzvah. Now, the mitzvahs produce two types of garments, which correspond to what type of simcha the person had when doing the mitzvah. If it's a simcha and ava from closeness, so then it's like the garments of the body. Whereas if it's a simcha, joy and love from being afar, and then from that coming and that yearning to come close, and then is excited that he has this opportunity to now come close. So that is the simcha, which produces a head garment, because it's a higher level. It's it touches even vision and hearing. Vision is to just be mesmerized in staring at Hashem's glory, and that produces that. And because we're coming from afar, we reach deeper, and our mitzvahs have a deeper impact. Now, this is also the difference between Dama Novim, the blood of grapes, versus just regular wine, because blood of grapes implies exertion. The blood is the whole soul, so you're exerting yourself, and there's gevura, there's severity, discipline. Whereas regular wine is the wine of being close to Hashem, the ava and the love and the simcha, the joy of being close to Hashem. And because of this, because the Baal Tshuva who comes from afar reaches a deeper level of connection than the tzaddik who's always close, that's why it says that both that b'makom sheBaal Tshuva im demein tzaddik u'gemer michel ma'amid, that where the Baal Tshuva stands, the tzaddik can't stand. And it says that a moment of doing mitzvahs in this world and tshuva in this world is greater than all of the world to come. So the truth is, generally that applies to any mitzvah, that any mitzvah is connecting to Hashem's essence, unlike the world to come, which is only what we can understand, which is limited. But this is achieved at the greatest level through the Baal Tshuva who comes from afar. Now, nowadays we're working on refining ourselves, because in order to refine the world, first we ourselves have to be refined. You can't lift something else while you yourself are stuck down. And we don't want to be in a state like the beginning of creation, before Adam and Chava were created, where it says, "V'Adam ein lav," there was no person to serve Hashem. So we want to make sure at least we're there and we're refined. But when Mashiach comes, we will be done with that, with refining ourselves, and then we'll be able to effectively refine the entire world. And that's why we'll be bringing karbonos, meaning that we are not only refining ourselves, but refining the entire world. And that's why then it's kמצות רצוניך, doing mitzvahs as Hashem wants it. Whereas nowadays, we're not at that level yet, and we're mostly just trying to keep ourselves above water. And this is the meaning of the beginning of the pasuk, Oisri legefan Ira, that will tie the gefan, the vine, to the donkey. So Osri is Oser Yud, to tie to the Yud, meaning that through this simcha, we reach the highest levels of within the spheres, which the highest level is Yud, which is the Chachma. And we tie ourselves, the Jewish collective, to Chachma. And when we do that, then Ira, then we transform the donkey into the city of Hashem, like it says Ira Lekeinu, and that is achieved through our simcha, our joy, and our love of Hashem, which only happens when we are going against our nature. If our nature, we have a desire for spirituality without hard work, so then that is still, we're going within our nature. We haven't really served Hashem, and it's still limited. But only when we break our nature and go beyond our nature through this humility and through the crushing of the grapes, so then we transform the wild donkey into the city of Hashem. But then there's an even higher level still, which is the seireka, the tendril, the little branch, that it is it's more limited and it's from far away. It's not like the gefen. Gefen has the vowel underneath the gimel and the fei is segel, which represents you've got the right, the left, the center, everything's organized. The tzaddik is serving Hashem well in all fronts. And like the pasuk Gefan Mitzrayim Tasia, which refers to the Jewish people as a vine, it ends off with Kisel Harim. It talks about the mountains. The mountains are the Aves, Avram, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, which is Chesed, Gvur, Tiferes. And so we have all the midas, all the different emotions in their place, and we're close to Hashem. But then we've got Seireka. Seireka is the same word as Shuruk. Shuruk is the sound is ud. And the dots in Shuruk, or as we call it Kubots, are all going down. One dot, second dot, third dot, all the way down. And that means we're descending and we're far from Hashem. But from that being that distance and that humility and smallness, so then we connect Hashem in an even deeper way. And then we transform the donkey not only to Ira, or the city of Hashem, but to Ben, to be like a child of Hashem, which a child comes from the parents and is one with the parents. And this is achieved, although we only reach this fully when Mashiach comes, but it's achieved through doing our best in washing the garments of mitzvahs already during the times of Golos. And that's why it says in past tense that he already was washing the garments already before Mashiach comes. And that way, when Mashiach comes, we'll have these two levels, even the high level of love and joy in Hashem, because we're coming from afar as well, not just like a tzaddik, but like a Baal Teshuvah. There is also a chart that I made for this, which will be sent out together in the WhatsApp of Project Likutei Torah.